Welcome to the first episode of The Night Beast, which is a spiritual successor of Accounts of the Night Beast, a game that we ran in Scum and Villainy, which is a Forge in the Dark Forge in the Dark system. The system is great. That's not why we switched to Starfinder. We had no problems with it. The reason why we want to play Starfinder is because Starfinder has a lot more grittiness to it and details focused on kind of combat and fighting. And that's what this game and also the game on Tuesday are going to be a bit more about. We already did session 0 with this group. We did it off camera, so to kind of help you, the viewer, which is probably just a handful of people, but maybe in the future people take interest in this. We are going to go through the character descriptions as I fade in and out of the void, and also kind of give you an idea of what the premise of this first session will be. We're going to start with the pair that are actually free right now, and that is the crew of the Dreamweaver. Those two characters are played by Zach W. and Kate. I don't care which one of you goes first because I don't know if there's a hierarchy between the two of you. If one is the leader and one is not.
There is an assumed hierarchy by Pez.
Okay, so Pez is not in charge.
System is not working on my end, by the way. It says your browser encountered an error while decoding the video.
Hold on. Bear with. Elizabeth, you are in my chat. Just type and tell me if you can see this or not. Thank you very much.
Yeah, it's working on my end.
Can see. Okay, so it seems like it's just a browser issue for you, Lunar. I'm sorry about that. Twitch is Twitch, and
Twitch be twitching.
Twitch do be twitching. So, Kate, you're the leader according to your goblin friend. So, would you kindly just describe your character for me real quick, and I'll go ahead and show the art.
Okay, so I am a dragon looking person. It's a Solarian. I don't yet really know all of what that means.
Okay.
But I'm searching the galaxy for something that y'all don't need to know yet. I'm always looking for something.
Got it. And yeah, a dragonkin is the current look of the individual. Above table, we won't go too much into it, but just understand that that's not actually what Kate is playing. Solarian is correct. That is accurate. And we'll discuss that a bit more as we get into structure. So with your character, you currently have a ship that you are in. The ship is known as the Dreamweaver, so named by, I presume, Mevi. But you also have a companion. Zach W., go ahead and describe your character for us. Tell us about Pez.
My character is Pez. He is a goblin scrapper. I was more or less rescued as a additional means by Captain Maybe to steal the Dreamweaver. I have been in her service since, as I have nowhere else to go, and I've never been safer.
Okay.
And I need a pilot.
I am occasionally paid, and there are far fewer beatings in this current employment.
Now, I want to make sure that we address something that was said just then, and we focus on that a little bit too, because it is something that we haven't discussed in the prelude, and we just want to make sure this is understood, because I think that there was a bit of... we'll discuss it. So, you referred to, Zach, you referred to Kate's character as Captain Mevi. Does Mevi see herself as the captain or the leader or a captain at all? Or is this literally just a situation where you and a goblin you rescued one time are kind of doing this job for the greater good?
Sure. We are, I mean, I'm fine with Pez calling me captain. I'm not sure I'll be fine with anybody else calling me captain.
That's what I was thinking. Okay. So, the two of you together have this ship. How did you come to gain the Dreamweaver, which we've discussed in kind of detail in the notifications channel? This is a Dynamo-class hegemonic bomber. It is utilizing a total or medium yield Mark II bombs. It has dual bomb bays underneath, asymmetrical wings, and a single thrust power drive. The crew complement is 2, which fits nicely with what you've got. This ship is still a type of ship that is utilized by the hegemony for bombing runs, for active duty. And real quick, too, for those who are newer, the hegemony is a galactic organization that is very it's not good for most people on the edges of the core and outside of the core, but for the people inside of the core, it is seen as a beautiful society. It's just a very militaristic and almost fascistic governance that's utilized in the kind of outer reaches of space, and the semblance of democracy in the inner core. How did you come across this ship?
I found the ship unoccupied while at a port city when I found a slave ship and I needed a pilot so that I could acquire said ship. So I found... I'm having technical difficulties, sorry.
It's okay. You found Pez.
Pez, who said
Pez
he
at the
could
time.
pilot the ship.
Pez at the time was piloting a small scrapper skiff in the port city that was transporting goods from their larger ship to the port to be sold or traded. And she was under the impression that he was capable, at least, of being a pilot, and saw fit to utilize my skills.
Okay. So we'll presume that since your port of call is currently listed as Starseed, that the location that you were operating out of was planet side. I'm going to say that it's Koilara is where Pez was working. And based on Kate's side of it, and I just want to make sure that that is your side of it too, Zach, she said that she effectively rescued you. And I believe you said
That's
that as
how
well.
he sees it.
Yeah, so you were basically
That's entirely how he sees it.
indentured or kind of, committed to task without
Willingly.
Yeah, not willingly work. Well, you weren't willingly working for the hegemony on Koilara.
This is so a trade up for Pez.
Yeah, and it sounds like the case would have been that you were granted a little bit of, or a slight, bit of autocracy in that you were able to pilot the skiff, the craft that you were utilizing on Koilara, almost as if you were like a truck driver or, just kind of given this dedicated position, but probably with some sort of caveat like they could track you by some method or some other way. And then when you were rescued, having an understanding of that kind of technology, as it does utilize way beacons to kind of isolate somebody and track them, Medi was able to overload the tracking device and kind of physically remove it from Pez.
That sounds good. I'd have been willing to talk her through it if it was a technical thing.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Then yeah, that works as well too. Going the opposite direction. Like I got this thing.
I'm talking to her as though she's talking to me. It's like, this is gonna hurt like a bitch. I better bite down.
Perfect. And so you leave Koilara and you find yourself on Starseed. Starseed is still a hegemonic controlled location. It is listed as your port of call. However, you were able to isolate the hegemonic code for the ship that you stole, planetside, which would have been basically an operational bomber. The reason why a Dynamo-class bomber would have been kept on Koilara is to quell rebellions planetside quickly, and it was probably a situation where a lot of these are kind of stockpiled. Maybe kind of found out that that was the case through some contact or another, and then kind of quickly gathered up a pilot who was nearby, who was effectively like doing, transportation duty near there. For those who aren't familiar with Koilara, Koilara is an inner planet in our solar system here of Andlat. It is the seat of power for the hegemony, and it is the seat of power for the Hazrat family. The Hazrats are a noble family that are a hegemonic noble family, not a system-side noble family. So they're kind of above what others would consider nobility. It's more like the king of the system. Does that make sense to everybody? And to answer your question from before, Lunar, that is the only nobility that I care about, is the current ruling body of the area. It is a hive world, which means most of its surface is covered with buildings and structures, some that delve deep into the surface itself, and the surface that isn't covered with these kind of planets, or these large, massive megacities, are kind of wilds that are still being farmed and utilized by the hegemony for their own tasks. Koilara is known for its steam vents. The steam that it produces Ashtari mist, and Ashtari mist is seen as a very prized material for the hegemony and for anybody else, as it is a psychoactive drug that can be used to embolden someone's connection to the way. Okay, kind of like Spice from Dune. I'm a hack fraud. Everything I do is a ripoff. Okay, so you've commandeered the ship. You've had it for a little while, not terribly long. Or you've had it for quite a while, actually, because you've grown to know each other and have been doing work for local rebellions. Since you're,
I was going to say at least a few months, right?
Yeah, probably closer to a year, I would say. Starseed is your port of call. You have access to it because of the ship that you have gotten. So you've done some work on Zaltis and Charis and their respective planetary systems. Do you want to talk about any of the jobs that you've done? Again, you can make it up. It can be complete and utter nonsense. I'm okay with that. Or if you want to kind of bring it up at a later point, that's also valid.
So we mainly just transport cargo for people, for money, and try to stay out of trouble. And Pez gets real jittery when he thinks that we're in danger. He doesn't like that.
The last thing I want is to explode.
Or get taken back.
Last thing.
Or get taken back.
That doesn't sound good either.
It does sound like the job that you're now in is basically the same thing you were doing, but it's probably
it's a lot of similar. We're scrapping and salvaging rebellion ships or looking for quote-unquote artifacts of the hegemony in order to sell information to the rebellion.
Great. So that's an actually interesting point, and let's focus in on that a little bit. So artifacts of the hegemony. The hegemony is here, and the hegemony goes where it goes because of something known as the or the precursors. A long time ago in this galaxy, there was a group of individuals known as the a species known as the A lot of people have hypotheses as to what they were like, what they like metaphysically, biologically, culturally, etc. But not many people are capable of kind of saying that they've ever encountered anything that's created by the or is considered to be a relic from that time. It's millennia past. Those artifacts that you've probably gotten a hold of were and kind of traded to the highest bidders, or gave to the rebellion as like something to embolden them, have most likely been precursor items. And this could have been things like armor, suits of personal armor, or arcane and very ancient Solarian focuses and crystals that allow Solarians to become more potent and powerful.
That works too. Artifacts may not have been the word I wanted to use. I was going to say objects from hegemony. What's the word? Like escape pods and space junk that we could take apart, search for things like security codes, information, anything that they not even just scrap, but like also intelligence that might have been partial to it.
Got you. So probably haven't handled any stuff.
But like yes, and on your artifact side, because that sounds neat too.
Yeah.
We found ancient stuff.
Yeah. And have passed that along. So one of the main buyers that you've encountered with in this time, and possibly somebody who kind of, is well enough known by you now to kind of be understood as a high operating individual who works with rebel groups in this sector and the nearby sector, the Dracia system, is a guy named Chemical Steven. You've never seen him in person. You have no idea what he looks like. You know what his handle toggle looks like on calls, and you have an understanding of what his speaking cadence is from voice calls. Chemical Steven
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Yeah, it could be totally falsified, all of these things, for sure. But Chemical Steven, as you understand it, is kind of a higher class individual who operates with the well-to-do in Koilara, and somehow became aware of your existence, and has communicated with you on a couple of occasions. He's not the only person you worked for, but he's definitely the more notable individual. That said, it is likely the case that the job you are about to do, the prisonership that is going to be kind of taken and detained, was a job that he gave you. Let's focus in on that. So in the discourse, we did ask a question, and I don't believe the question has been answered as of yet, and it's definitely one of the more pertinent ones. But I think to help answer the question, we need to do a little bit of research. The question is who is the VIP? There are 3 other individuals in this party that are not currently in the party who are on a prisoner ship, and they are being taken to the planet Haras. Around the planet Haras is something known as the Cambion Gate. The Cambion Gate is a short-range jump gate that would teleport, effectively, a ship from the planet of Haras to the artificial satellite of Diva, known as Teliovilis. So that would go from this planet here all the way to here, past what is known as the Cambion Expanse, or Cambion Asteroid Field, Cambion Belt. They are being taken to go and work manual labor until they die. That's the future that we have for you.
That sounds fun.
Yeah. So if you don't want to rescue them, we could just go ahead and end the story there. Great job, everybody. Except for the 2 who were supposed to rescue. But for those of you who have not been rescued, one of you is going to be more important than the others, right? Somebody wants to get you out for whatever reason. And we've already kind of had the opportunity to get that option chosen. But since we haven't, instead what we're going to do is we're going to walk through each one of you, and you're going to tell us about your character, tell us about your character prior to being incarcerated, and then tell us why your character was incarcerated. And then from there, me, Kate, and Zach W. are going to make a determination as to who we think should be the VIP. So we'll start with, we'll go ahead and throw out for volunteers. Zach F., Chody, and Lunar. Which one of you would you like to go first? And if you don't choose, I'm going to pick one of you at random.
I can go.
Okay.
My guy's name is Drynox. He is basically think of a dinosaur, kind of man, kind of thing, real big. His planet was like a warrior guild. His people were very much warriors. Until the Imperium came down and basically took over his planet and turned them into miners, the people that dig in the ground. And so they were workers, and they basically kept trying to fight back. My guy just got to the point where he would just keep fighting, and getting in trouble and trying to push things to the point where they basically said, hey, you know what, fine, we're just going to put you in the combat pits because we don't care about you anymore, and you're just going to fight stuff and till you die. We're just trying to kill you, we're trying to get rid of you, but we want to enjoy it somehow and be able to bet on you some. So he just kept continually fighting and fighting and fighting, until they got to the point where he was just too much of an issue to watch, and they sent him on this prison ship to do a more high security mining colony instead of just the normal low security mining colonies where they were getting stuff. It's definitely more of a death sentence on this new mining colony where it's more they just send them down there and they just do their job to survive and get what they can. It's extinguishable labor.
Okay. So it's probably the case that you were on Koilara in these fighting pits, and they kind of kept you underground deep inside of the kind of sub-basements of the Hive World proper. Real quick note, though. Imperium, I know you're going to probably slip and say it a couple times. Yeah. It's fine. Hegemony. Legally distinct, totally separate. Sorry. So different. It's okay. It's fine. I'll probably slip myself a couple of times. Okay, so we have an understanding of Drynox. Is there anything you'd like to add to it? Again, I believe your background says you're like a war hero.
Yeah, just simply because he caused so much issues with them. When he started trying to fight back, he was taking down way more of the hegemony guards than the other ones, and trying to save some of the hatcheries that they had on their planet. He did save a few, but in the end, they just outnumbered them and ended up destroying the hatcheries.
So they moved you from that sector where you were basically like bleeding and being a war hero, and they brought you to this farther away sector to kind of just be an entertainment for the people.
No name.
Yeah, an entertainment.
He
Go ahead.
It just he loses the power of his name with the people by inspiring people and getting in the fight. They're taking away that issue and taking away that hope and just being like, hey, we can use them to make some money now.
But in a planet where millions and millions and trillions of people are like moving through and living, rumors are going to pass through, and so your name is definitely a known quantity. It would definitely be something that others might notice and recognize. Do we have any moniker like add-ons, like any kind of title type things, like Drynox the insert cool thing here?
The Eater. Because he just bites his prey's head off and just rips them to pieces. He does death rolls with them.
This could be interesting. The Eater kind of sounds like, it could be kind of misconstrued, taken certain ways. Doesn't really kind of focus on like the task at hand. And we're wanting to eat hegemony. Hegemony Eater is a mouthful. So would a hegemonic guard. They'd probably be a mouthful. Didn't stop you. So. Focusing up, though, the symbol of the hegemony is an eagle, a star eagle. So, eagle eater. Thoughts? Or bird eater?
Love it.
Hawk eater.
Bird biter.
Bird biter.
Let's do,
maybe these are all
eater of birds. I don't know.
These are all translations.
Eagle chomping.
Again. Yep. Drynox, however you want to say it, devourer of poultry. Got it.
Love it.
Perfect. Specifically hegemonic poultry. Okay. So we have Drynox. Lunar and Zach F. Table's still year 2, so who would like to go next?
I'm good to go.
Lee raises hand. Oh,
If
okay,
you
go
go. All right, cool.
No, you're good. You're good. It's
I
fine.
am gonna go then. Damn it.
So grumpy.
I'll be playing a Sheeran Mystic. Uh, is the character's name. He is known as a wanderer, who's generally he's not a very known quantity, but those who do know him as kind of a kind and quiet person. He's not here to make waves. You know? They're just like your standard flying bug Sheeran. They do practice the way.
Okay, and so why incarcerated?
There was so background is tech jaded. I imagine there was some incident of like attacking a data center or like being involved in the stopping of a virus being leaked, and that like turned around and got him in trouble with the corporation, so they like that's why they're incarcerated.
Okay, so let's focus in a little bit. So your character is a worshiper of the deity Hylax, right?
Correct.
And are you familiar with Hylax's kind of narrative and like what they are specifically?
Basic surface level, like
Okay.
they're the healer for the bug people, right?
Yeah, that's fair. They are they're very focused on building bonds with others, facilitating peace, and kind of coordinating with others, creating a kind of great hive. The swarm is kind of their essence. It's a very kind of like large monolithic hive mind, but it got to a point where it broke down, and members of kind of the remnants of the swarm focused follow the goddess Hylax. It's very much intent that all people can be together as one, and all sapient species, um, have commonality. Um, I think that with Tech Jade, it sounds like you were kind of instigating some sort of.
Can I can I do one?
Yeah.
So the Sheeran are trigender. There's male and female and a host that carries the species, and that's who Zizchik is a third, like a host copy. If there was an incident that occurred that like he
They.
they're like partners and child were lost due to some like technical glitch that caused them to like lose control of the way and start attacking whatever happened, maybe during like a birthing process or a hatching process for their species.
Yeah. So it could be the case that as a member of this kind of faith, it was a
Right.
situation where you were very denoted as kind of having a strong connection with the way, which is kind of, relevant for the Shirin, but it's not the most common thing. Shirin are usually a bit more kind of caste like and kind of focused on their goals therein. So it could be a
Right.
case that you're, and again, I'm just using this word because it's the only one I can think of, but thruple situation was seen as being this connective way structure, and perhaps a rival cult, a cult of Triune, saw this as like a manifestation of like something Triune like would be, desiring. Three individuals who are kind of empowered by the way and can kind of coordinate the way amidst themselves. I mean, that just has that written all over it. And perhaps they, because the Triune is very focused on technology, utilized some sort of technology to um, sway the loyalties of the remainder of your thruple. And your tech
Right.
jadedness is due to the fact that technology is being used to kind of overwrite the will and minds of these individuals that you know, were connected to, perhaps.
That works.
Okay. Again, if you want to hammer it out a little bit more, we can.
I think basics are there.
Okay,
You know,
strong. And yeah,
we
we
can
can
always
fill
we
in
can
the
always
details later.
flashback if we need to flashback, right?
100%. Okay, and so seen as a potent user of the way and the mystic arts. Okay. Last but certainly not least, go ahead, Lunar, tell us about Leolorn.
All right. I do have a few ideas in my head, but feel free to turn them down if it's over the top. So, Leylorn is from the planet. How do I say it? Pulonis? Pulonis? I don't know. I want to say she's a very important person or figure from that planet. Like, maybe she is from nobility. I'm not entirely sure. But, she's very much. I feel like she'd be a freedom fighter and be an important figure among the rebels, I suppose.
Okay.
But that's all I got. I don't know how else to describe her.
No, absolutely fine. So let's just focus in a little bit. Pelonis is a settlement in the Absalom sector, which is kind of outside of Andalot. So you're kind of have moved away from there for cause. Pelonis is located in the Gavaniska system, which we can presume is somewhere in between here, Andalot, and like the core of Absalom, which is the Pact Worlds of Starfinder. Okay. Um, it seems that the world of Pelonis is filled with titanic jungles, wild magnetic storms. This is where the Patras come from. Basically, they are a hunter peoples. They are a people who kind of have a strong societal structure therein, and that is where they're from. So it could be very much the case that the Vescarium, which is uh, an empire in Absalom, when they came and kind of took cardinal control of Pelonis, you as a member of the high nobility at that time were kind of secreted away from the Vescarium and were taken from your home to come to here. And you understand that at the time, the fight that you would have put yourself into against the Viscarium would not have proven anything other than your demise, and also those people closest to you's demise. Like you said, you're trying to kind of formulate yourself in the rebel element here in Ondlot, and then eventually, kind of when you rise to power and kind of build up a strength here, return back to Pelonis and kick the Viscarium out, reclaiming it for Patras and kind of reclaiming it for also your own like history, your own family history. Um, so you would have been seen as someone who's kind of like, especially in like the social circles of Koilara and like the inner circle, as kind of like a novelty. Your nobility, but your nobility from somewhere that's like strange and different. Um, and so you were kind of put into these circles, but once the hegemony in this sector started communicating with the Viscarium and their connection to Absalom, it became very clear to you that a lot of people who you would see as acquaintances or possibly even friends would have turned on you and your kind of own, you know, noble guard. And that's what happened. Basically, someone ratted you out, and they butchered your noble guard, and they put you in a cryotube, and they're sending you off for manual labor. Does that work for you?
That works perfectly.
Okay. Now, to kind of put into a bit of an element, because I know that your character is an envoy, and I believe that your choice of envoy is like dance focused envoy. Is that right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. So it could also be the case that the reason why the person turned on you and kind of caused you problems was jealousy. So again, we haven't named this individual, just a hypothetical individual, a jealous person who felt that your rise to celebrity in Koilara and also in the sector was something that was detrimental to their ability to get any attention. So to basically get rid of the competition, they found out what they could about you and had you dealt with by the government. Um, and so people might recognize your name um, even if they're not actively trying to recover you from this prisonership. Okay, that'll work for you?
Perfect.
Any notes you want to add to it?
Not that I can think of off the top of my head.
Okay. So then, with that said, Zach and Kate and me are now going to vote amidst the three of the others. We are going to decide which one we think would be the one that we, and probably Chemical Steven, and so I'm going to be kind of acting in sway, but we're doing this above table. This is an out of character discussion, so don't. I mean, obviously take into account your character's logics, but it doesn't have to be the driver. So, Kate, ladies first, thoughts? Who do you think is the coolest of the three, and the one that we would definitely be on the job to recover?
So if we are helping rebels, then they're probably gonna like the general, the hero, the what did he say his
The
name
war
was?
hero.
Drynox, the Eagle Eater or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eagle
So
Eater.
general, just a killer.
But if
you're not
his
you're not an actual leadership position.
No, they just like me because I kill a lot of people real good.
but if he has training or has experience killing a lot of the hegemony, is that how you say it?
Hegemony. Yep.
That then I'm assuming that's who the rebel forces would want us to rescue.
Okay. Zach, do you have any counterpoints? Again, you're making an argument. You don't have to lean in on the same one unless you're 100% behind that one.
I'm not 100%. I can see the value in it. So it's a question of what's their value to the rebellion as a whole. So yes, guy that murdered a bunch of hegemony guys. That's pretty. It's a pretty impactful a character to people.
But is Pez gonna be worried he's gonna murder him?
I'm gonna be scared of all three of them. They're gonna be
Okay.
scary, scary people to me.
They don't fit
happen, it's fine.
in the command center of our ship, so they're
So the envoy, I think, had some background as a influential figure,
Yes.
which I think could carry a lot of weight as far as what the rebellion is aiming to. And I believe Zach's character Zizkich. Let's say Zizkich. I think they had some symbolic value as well in a more religious aspect, is what I picked up from that.
Yeah.
I don't know what the angle that the rebellion would really try to play, but it feels like the most accessible of the three is Lunar's character.
So I'll go ahead and go because we've got two there. I'm not going to immediately vote to tiebreak. What I am going to do is
It'd be funny if you voted Zach, though.
well, I'm going to advocate for all three and just kind of give you an idea of like what I'm thinking. And again, I do not have an opinion. I don't have a desire either way, but I'm going to basically play devil's advocate for all three, starting with Zach, who got no votes. I'm not going to try and pronounce his name because I'm not going to play your game.
It's Zizkich.
I'm not playing your game, Zach. I know it. Check.
Let me read it again. Where's it?
Welcome to the game.
Oh my god, I hate this game. So his
Zitch Kick.
We
I'm
just
sorry, Zitch Kick. I was saying
Buggy.
it.
his character, they are a potent way user, someone whose utilization of the way was seen as such an issue that the hegemony incarcerated them, and they apparently have done anti-hegemonic stuff. They have gone against the cults. They have done things yet unnamed against the specific cults of Triune in this sector. That's my advocacy for Zach's character. My advocacy for Lunar's character is she has been in the close circles of the, like, you know, hoity-toity of Koilara, and rebellions are always fought with manpower, but manpower requires, in this era, currency, and you do not get that currency by killing people, unless you're killing the right people. You usually get that cash by finding backers, finding people who are willing to fund your rebellion, or start a small one of their own. And she does appear to have that connectivity, being a diplomat, being someone who is associated with that world, and her, albeit minor, celebrity. Last but not least, as Chody has kind of cited, Drynox is a killer. A killer with a name that people will, who are in the know or willing to do the research, will be like, oh, holy shit, wow. What I will say is based on Chody's propensity to roll terribly, we do know that pre-game Chody's character, Drynox, obviously was gifted with plot armor and magical powers that his character doesn't have. So that's totally cool. That reputation is going to be hilarious to continue and abound on.
I hope I never miss.
I hope you never hit. I hope you never. That's almost be funnier.
That's normal.
Yeah. So what I will say is that his character is a soldier who has caused rebellions outside of this sector and within this sector. That can prove as a powerful element, and it could also prove as a figurehead to push behind. So, those are my advocacies. Kate, are you changing your vote?
Would we know? Is there a possibility that we would know all three of them were on the ship?
This is not a situation where we're like, you're going to learn the other two are on there and we'll know about them and then we'll be like on the fly, yeah, we should grab them. But this is the one, we're just choosing above table, out of character, who is the one that we have a connection to, who is the one that we want to go get first. So it could be
who's the most interesting story to pick.
That's
the choice right here.
And keep in mind, interlinking is what we're trying to do here. So it could be the case that Pez could be like, oh yeah, I remember Leolorn. She was really nice to me when I was moving a big piano made out of crystal into her apartment. Or he could be like, oh yeah, I was actually a part of my early times. I was digging in, and I remember this big lizard man, and he grabbed me by my scruff and he helped me out. Or he could say, oh, I remember a mystic who healed me when I was wounded when the hegemony just started shooting all the citizens in this random street. Or it could be the case that your character has a connection to them. Could be, I really like Leah Lauren's music, and her dance influences me and how I focus on my own techniques for the way. Or it could be a situation where you're like, I need to find someone who is potent in the way and is capable of utilizing it different than I am and my focus is. it sounds like this is, I've been seeking out this individual because I've heard that they are some sort of beacon of Triune. And if I remember correctly, you worship Triune, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So that could be like, a situation you're like, this is some sort of beacon of Triune. I need to find them. Or it could be the case that you personally have fought alongside Drynox and were friends. And he got captured and you did it when you were fighting in the pits. You were able to walk free because of his sacrifice. And now it's like we got to get Drynox. So whatever story you want to implement here, that's what we're thinking about, and that's what we're trying to sculpt. Can't think of anything?
I'll change my vote to Zach.
Oh boy.
He's surprised.
Okay, so focusing up a little bit.
I think it tells a more interesting story if it's not just about political climates and who inspires as a warrior. But, like, this guy
Religious.
is the very symbol of what the hegemony hates.
Yeah. So
That's true.
before we switch that fully, anybody amongst the three, now that we technically have votes for all of you, although a bit awkward, are any of you wanting to back out? You do not want to be the VIP.
I'm going to be totally honest. I don't think my story would be best for that.
You're backing out.
To have a knowing thing, I would like to back out. Yeah.
Okay.
Just because I feel like I don't want him. I want him to be a killer. I want him. He wants to genocide all of them. He doesn't care
Kill the
about the right
hegemony.
thing. Yep.
And he's going to have a beautiful character arc when he learns that there are people in the hegemony that are not horrible killers or horrible, terrible people. But I understand. I understand that as a perspective for the character that we have, and I can't wait to see him grow. Lunar and Zach? Not backing out?
Nope.
Do either of you two want it more than the other? And if so, sell yourself on that.
Floor's yours.
Me?
That's what I said. Floor is yours.
Okay. Hold on. Sorry. That was... I dropped something. We're good. God, way to put me on the spot. I have no idea.
Okay. So again, do you have a notion of why you should be the one? Because it does sound like they are voting for you, by the way, Zach.
Mm-hmm.
It does sound like that's the way it's going. But do you have like something to push?
No, I have no other arguments.
Okay.
I think it's all been said. You know?
Last calling it.
Sense.
Zach and
He
Kate.
sticks to his guns.
We lock it in on the Mystic.
Yeah, it's fine.
Zach and Kate.
Yeah, but I want to call him Buggy.
We'll figure that out.
Buggy's a clown.
I'm gonna keep
Maybe.
trying to pronounce his name.
Okay.
Call
Perfect.
him Z.
So we have the narrative. Do either of your two characters know Zachik before this scenario, or is it only by name and by understanding of what they are that you have any kind of idea of what,
Vaguest of hearing of them at best.
for Pez? Okay.
For Pez, yeah.
If it's like rumored that they're a beacon of the Triune, then I would be interested in meeting them, but I haven't prior.
But you've gotten some knowledge about that. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
They're one of three, and the other two were taken by the hegemony, and this one is to be thrown away. For whatever reason, the hegemony wishes to break the true beacon. So it could be the case that you might want to go against that grain, and at least give this portion of the beacon the opportunity to find the rest. Okay, great. Next step. You have been given a kind of understanding of the prisonership that these individuals are on. for the purposes of your understanding of what has happened, this is for Lunar, Jody, and Zach. Your characters were brought into a room, led into a pod, told to remain there, and then soon thereafter you were knocked unconscious by some sort of sedative gas that was administered into the pod that you were in. You have been frozen out of character and beyond your own knowledge. You've been frozen inside of a cryopod. Now, whether your character has ever experienced being in a cryopod prior to this effect, it's entirely up to you. So when you wake up, whether or not you know what happened or don't, is again your narrative to play. The others would know that these cryopods were then loaded onto a Odobenus-class prisoner transport ship. It is a segmented ship that has three primary segments. There's the front segment, which is the drive. There is the engine, which is the back portion, and then there's the prisoner section in the middle. Now, the interesting thing about this ship is it can actually be increased in length if there are more prisoners to be transported. For the current situation and standing of this size of the ship, the prisoner transport in question is only capable of carrying 6, 7, 8, 9, 18 total passengers, or prisoners, I mean to say. And I'm going to activate the exterior. Nobody will be able to see anything because I have it set up wrong. Bear with me here for just a moment while I fix that. Boom, bam, pow. This is the ship in question. And to kind of denote about how big your ship is compared to it, your ship is rather big, but the ship isn't very big either. So you're both medium-class ships. Okay? You were given some options. Now, the one thing to take into account is this ship that you're going up against has no weaponry defenses of any kind. Instead, what it does have is a very powerful shield generator array. If the shield generator array is activated, the ship will be encased in a hard light surface that cannot be pierced by blasters, explosives, the like. And it is a very, very high capacity shield generator. So it could take bombardment from like a much larger ship than you for some time. It will then send out a beacon for other ships in this area that it's caught in to come to its aid. Since it's in system, they could arrive within minutes and be upon you very shortly thereafter. So the amount of time that you have available to you once your circumstance here starts is limited for sure, especially if they're able to get their shields up before you engage with them. I gave you 3 options. We're going to go over those options aloud here in the stream and make sure you understand what these mean and what they could ultimately do to the circumstances at hand. Direct attack. Obviously, this is one that very much comes to mind when you're dealing with an opposition. You can utilize the Dreamweaver's attack functions primarily as mag bombs, attack the ship and destroy its engine, and drive systems. You currently have 4 remaining bombs on the Dynamo class bomber that you can utilize. You can decide to use 1, 2, 3, or 4 if you go this route. You're then to enter the ship or the remnants thereof, recover the prisoners, return them to the Dreamweaver. The success of this attack could lead to problems on site, either structural, inhibiting your escape, or the guard could be alerted, and if you haven't done a substantial amount of damage to it, they could be reflexively ready to engage. Also, if your attack is not successful in its initiation, it could be the case that the shield generators are still online and they're able to power those up before you're able to get on the ship. You can go for stealth infiltration. The Dreamweaver is a very quick and smaller craft. It's utilized for rapid response circumstances, as I mentioned, bombing rebel groups planet side. Is the main thing that it's used for. You can move the ship very quickly into the same area of space as the ship, possibly tripping off its alerts, possibly not, but getting close to it as quickly as possible. You would then connect with the underside of the ship, utilizing the tube that you have that connects from the kind of top right wing of your ship and connect it to the underside of their engine segment, which is the only accessible port that would be available to you. This would require you to be quick, and it would need a quick execution. It is most likely the case that they will learn of your presence very shortly, and it will lead to a circumstance where you will have very limited window of quiet before the hegemonic troopers that are stationed on the ship, or garrisoned on the ship, are able to kind of counterattack. Last but not least, social deception. You are in a hegemonic bomber. It still has the official galactic hegemony official codes. They have not yet been compromised. You could attempt to hail the prisoner ship and explain you were the fastest ship that could catch up with a ship and attempt to deceive the prison guard crew into allowing you aboard to whatever ends you wish to imagine and or make up. If they figure you out, they obviously would attempt to raise their shields and contact local support. I think that Zach had put in a bid for stealth infiltration. These are 3 avenues of attack that I have on mind, but you are welcome to come up with others. But these are just the simplest metrics that I think I could kind of route out in short order. So, Kate, since 1 vote from Zach is currently at stealth infiltration, what are your thoughts?
Stealth infiltration is probably the smartest. It won't be the most fun, but it'd be the smartest.
Success is fun.
It can be.
It'll be the most fun if you fuck it up.
Winning is fun. Yeah, it's also thinking on your feet is a lot of fun.
Blowing your stealth cover
Problem
is a
solving,
lot of fun.
puzzle solving is fun.
Okay.
I don't think we're smart, or well, I don't think that like the social deception is going to work for us. And I think a direct attack sounds absolutely suicidal that Pez would not be fond of.
That makes sense.
I feel like the direct assault is the highest risk of actually getting any or the main prisoner that we want out of there alive.
Okay.
Details.
So my vote remains on stealth infiltration.
So are we split? I mean, or are we set? Stealth infiltration.
Stealth infiltration sounds like the
way to
best
go.
option.
Okay. Cool.
See how many actions it takes before we fuck this up.
Could be 1.
Put some dice in my hand.
I think I have stealth trained actually.
Okay. With that, a couple of factors. The situation as it stands, you are under the presumption that the ship that you are going to be assailing has a limited crew. There's not like a whole bunch of people on the ship that are going to engage with you. I believe the crew is 3 to 5, and they normally, and they use automated controls for a lot of this. There are usually no more than 4 total hegemonic troopers on the ship. But like I said, a lot of the kind of circumstance here is there's a lot of automation to kind of, deal with the fact that, you're trusting people to kind of perform these tasks. The hegemony is it's got a lot of people here, but not a lot of military force comparatively. So, With that, we just need to determine where you want to perform the strike. So, you can see your ship is currently placed in between Karas and Haru. That space in between is your first opportunity of attack. You are setting out from Starseed. You are making your way to the gap between Karas and Haru. Currently in alignment, they're relatively close in orbital kind of linear structure. So it's pretty much a straight shot without too much curvature. But once Haru is gained, the presumptive course for it is there will be kind of like a hard, sharp right, and it'll utilize the gravity of Haru to kind of allow it to cascade away from Andlat towards Haras, which is not so orbitally structured soundly. So basically, utilizing its own momentum, then catapulting off of the planet to the larger Haras. You could take it at Karas. You could attempt to take it as it's doing the slingshot on Haru. You could attempt to take it as it's moving in a kind of understood pattern from Haru to Haras, or you could try and take it at Haras when it's trying to enter the gate. The problem with that last one is the gate is definitely within close local structure to what is known as a claymore. Claymore are hegemonic starships that are basically like destroyer class ships for the Navy, if you're familiar with that terminology. So, between Karas and Haru, at the slingshot point at Haru, between Haru and Haras, or the really stupid one.
I
My
feel like
vote would be between Karas and Haru.
Okay. And
I feel like
go ahead.
during the slingshot is when they would be most unbothered by a potential interference. If that makes sense, like they're already putting the ship under some strain. If there was some kind of electrical malfunction in some of their lights or things like that, there's some plausible deniability there.
Okay.
Tell me if that's absolutely stupid and wrong.
I mean, again, I'm never going to say that's absolutely stupid and wrong, because again,
Give me a minute.
that's not. Yeah, I might say to Chody, but no, your logic on that is not completely unsound. It could be the case that if the ship is destroyed, then it could just be blamed on the fact that the technique, the slingshot technique, was performed incorrectly, and they'd have to do an investigation. Versus out in the middle of Karas and Haru, I understand the logic. Like, it makes sense.
It would be tougher to actually make the connection, obviously. But I think that gives us
More cover.
the best cover.
That makes sense.
Okay. With that, let me just activate this here so you can see where we're at. So basically, you'll be moving about 38 million miles to Haru and laying in wait. You understand the trajectory, you know where it's coming, and it has to utilize Haru's gravity, which means it has to get in orbit of the planet to do so. Okay.
As you're just doing some like background trigonometry.
Yeah, as you're sitting and waiting, like, yeah, what are you doing while you're kind of prepping and being ready?
He's got graph paper out. He's doing the actual math on like what trajectory to anticipate and what speed to utilize to match their trajectory on the slingshot.
I love that. Okay, so I'll go ahead and say that for the actual piloting role, when it comes down to it, since you are kind of getting ready for it, I'll go ahead and say you'll have a +2 circumstance bonus due to the preparation.
He takes not dying pretty seriously.
Smart.
And Munis or whatever is my homeworld. So I'm just gonna tell Pez all about my homeworld.
So with that, Munis is actually a moon that is a fossilized spacefaring entity that must have been very powerful being. The Harun clan claimed that Munis was their deity before the Hesh killed him. A small cell of Sun Eaters have built a dig site near Munis' fossil's head. And Munis does have some, locations that are technically inhabited, but for the most part, it's just like an archaeological dig site. So you would know, Kate, that you are from there for sure, 100%. That's not a lie. Um, but you, as a dragonkin, being from there is kind of like a head scratcher. You being, which we won't discuss, something else makes a lot more sense.
Well, I'll just tell him that I have visited there, so I'll just tell him all about it.
Okay. You don't tell him it's your homeworld.
No.
Okay.
Pretty tight-lipped on personal effects, anyway.
Okay. Yeah, with that, you would definitely note that the ship that you're in has long-range sensors. These are important for a bomber because you have to be able to detect the target prior to engaging the target. And these ships are sent from planet to planet, moon to moon, so on and so on. So your long-range sensors detect that the craft in question is prominently heading, both thrusters blaring, towards the planet Haru. There does not appear to be any other space activity besides you and this ship. Completely quiet at the moment of this kind of intercept. And you would see, as you're kind of watching it, one of the thrusters goes out, and it starts to kind of tilt in one direction, almost kind of drifting, Tokyo drifting. And your calculations were dead on. You're like, I know exactly what's happening. They're getting ready to catch the gravity, then they're going to hit the back end thruster to cause it to loop and shoot straight through. And the moment is now. So as you...
Captain, baby. Captain. Captain,
Yes.
baby. She's in, like, the bay at the bottom. They should hit their thrusters in the next 45 seconds, Captain. Should I go ahead and engage to follow?
Yes.
You got it, Captain. And I will do that. I will come in from sort of a lower gravity that they wouldn't be tracing necessarily for,
Yeah.
and try to match the underside, like the dorsal of their own ship. You said there should be an access port there near their engines?
Correct. And so the way I'm imagining it, and tell me if this is kind of like what you're picking up too, I'm going to grab a circle here, okay? So I had some yogurt. We're not sponsored. But so this is the planet. Imagine that's the planet, right? And so they're going to do one of these and then kind of loop out. And so you're going to hide behind the planet as they're coming around, and then you're going to loop and catch. Is that fair?
That sounds great.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a piloting roll. And remember, you have a
pursuit angle.
Mm-hmm. You have a +2 to your piloting roll here as you turn.
Now, can you? It's just the dice icon on piloting. Is that correct?
Correct.
Will there be a pop-up for this? I've not used this system for a while. I've never played this actual game.
I have not asked that question of any of the players that I've done it with. However, we will note that the +2 is there if it doesn't bring up a pop-up. Let me know so I know in the future.
I've clicked piloting and nothing's happened. Let me get rid of it as a pop-up and just go to my sheet.
Okay.
There it goes. Okay. Does not like being a pop-up. Or pop-out, rather.
Yeah.
So it does give you a window for piloting check. It is checking if I am trained. I can turn on and off things for, like, my armor penalty, which I'm leaving on since we're obviously, like, going in there.
Mm-hmm.
Modifier is +2 to circumstance.
Yes.
Add. And normal public roll.
That's neat.
That's
sad.
a 12 total.
Okay. So, as you take off and you kind of catch that orbital position, there's kind of a momentary window where, like, because of the technique, because of the what you're trying to do here, there's a moment where you lose them. They're on the other side, opposite side of the planet. You're trying to kind of catch them at a point where, like, you're just coming out of nowhere, effectively, like a fish jumping out of the water. The problem with this is that when you come up either early or late. And I haven't decided which of those two I think is funnier. So I have not set which of those two is better. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it to the room. If they come up prior, then that means that the ship will see you. And they will immediately kind of like be confused. And they might have to divert their slingshot because they're effectively being blocked by your ship. Whether or not they swing to, like, red alert at that moment, or just assume that you're a dumb spacer who didn't know about their trajectory, that's entirely undecided as of yet. The opposite side of that is if you come up behind them, then you have to do a bit of catching up, which will require some actions from the two of you, because it'll be more of a two-handed situation where you're trying to catch up and also not get detected. So, from the group, just everybody, like, we don't really have a show of hands, but just, nomination. Should the Dreamweaver come up in front of the prison ship, or should it come up behind it?
I think it's funnier in front.
It's kind of funny.
I was gonna say
It's pretty funny.
Lunar says behind. We've got 1 for 1.
Yep.
Chody, break the tie.
I don't know. I mean, just me asking, should we be the ones
Above the
trying to
table.
vote?
Above the table. We're just asking you as a player, not your character. Just try to ignore the character for a bit. Which of these two circumstances is funnier to you, the Chody?
Funnier in front.
In front. Okay, we have 2 votes for front and 1 vote for behind. So we're going with in front. Okay, so Pez, yeah, and then you're like coming up underneath the underside of the planet. You look up and you can see off in the distance this kind of flare. Kind of very quickly like look over at your drone and are kind of focused on what it's doing over at the computer station. We haven't introduced your drone yet. We'll hear in a minute. But you're kind of like focused on that task, and you look over and you're like, ah, shit! Because you see that the drone has basically, when it said go, it was too early. And so you're realizing this is the case. Kate, since you're not actively operating in the driving situation, but you would technically be on the bridge of the ship, so there really isn't much other place to be. There are other consoles, like a comm station for command. Is there anything that you would want to be doing as like an active member of the crew at this time?
Is there... I mean... Yeah. I'm gonna go to the comms panel or whatever and put a distress beacon on.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a deception roll.
Sounds bad. Why does it say +1?
I don't know.
Just because I'm +1?
You must have some skill in it.
Okay.
Nice, we're doing real good.
So you're focused up, Pez. You're kind of locked in on the piloting, and you see that coming over from the command post, you can see that Captain Mebby is kind of put over, like, we're putting up an emergency beacon, or we're putting out our emergency hail. We are going to start trying to drift and maneuver the ship in this way. But you're smart enough to understand that it's a prison ship, and they aren't going to give a fuck. Like,
They're not going to help us.
they're not going to help you unless You change what is currently a stealth infiltration into a social interaction, which means you or Mevi would have to call and communicate as a hegemonic bomber why you need support from them. You can do that, or you can turn this into a direct attack. They are currently momentum-wise
Pretty funny.
flying straight at you. They're throwing up the reverse thrusters. They are no longer in the slingshot. They're going to have to go around and come back to do it because you have gotten in their way. And it does look like they are kind of like situationally trying to figure out what's going on their side. Stealth infiltration's not super possible unless you're going to play it off like psych and like go off on your own like tangent and then retract them and connect with them at a different point. Take a second bite at it. But it's probably the case if you fuck that up, you're not going to be able to like this ship keeps pestering us. We're calling in the claymores. So
Yeah, I'm just thoroughly embarrassed.
fucking drone. And your drone's name, if you want to yell at it.
Milo, when it's collapsed, it is smaller. When it's smaller, it goes further. It doesn't reach as far.
Now, I don't know if you have a voice for it, but I'm pretty sure it's just like a oh.
It's not supposed to be able to speak. That's an upgrade it can have.
It's just gonna make sounds.
I did not invest in. It's just making like dial-up noises.
Hell yeah!
Like I'm erasing numbers in the formula.
And just so we understand, it is a microwave with treads, a computer box underneath. It looks like a tin can with the lid topped off, and like a bunch of wires stuffed into that, and like functional stuff on the face or faces. It's got a couple. Is that fair to say? It's complete hodgepodge. Yeah. The drone.
Milo was a passion project that I performed in secret during my slavery.
Well, that's weird, because if you were like Anakin Skywalker from a, slightly more popular series, you would have just built a regular C-3PO unit, like, just like everybody else has. Why didn't you do that?
Yeah. Scrappers. Scrap.
I just couldn't find better parts, I guess.
Yeah. He has like a whole ass working protocol droid. Anyways.
These are all parts and pieces that I was able to steal from
something from a goblin's imagination. Yeah, beautiful. I love him. Okay, so real quick again, you're effectively just taking another like selection of the three primary techniques. You're either attacking it now, just going for it, pulling away and trying to infiltrate it at another point, or trying to hail them with the emergency beacon and lie your way onto the ship.
I'll send a distress call to them under a hegemonic code.
It's an old code, but it checks out.
You'd hear a voice reply, Dynamo, D386, we have your distress beacon. What are you doing here? Why are you located here? And why have you interfered with our transport? We are going to have to take an entirely headlong way to be able to continue with our process. You've delayed us by a bit. You will have to answer for this.
Would I be able to respond not through a voice channel, but through like a message?
So again, you have a lot of technology on board. I don't think it would be too hard imagined for someone like yourself to have a voice changer on site, like inside of the comm station. However, to kind of set it to rights and be able to talk in a way that's not going to like immediately kind of raise red flags, you'll need to make a computer's roll. Otherwise, it's going to be seen as kind of like, why aren't you responding? And they're just going to kind of pull away from you.
This is the pilot of... I'm straight up his own voice. This is the pilot of the Dynamo. I've been injured in takeoff, and I'm afraid our... what's the word? Like... routing?
Mm.
That work? Routing instruments have been damaged. Requesting medical assistance as well as repairs, if possible.
Give me a give
Deception?
me a deception roll. What I will say is that I don't think there's going to be any circumstance benefits here. Yeah, it's definitely going to be a tall order for them to actually believe this, as given.
Jesus.
Ooh, that's not good.
Request heard. D387. We'll call forth. There is a Claymore class ship in the next planet over. We have to continue our route as we are delayed. Please note that you will be demerited by hegemonic control due to your folly in engaging in a path block for us. And you can see that their ship does appear to be starting to turn about, like after full braking and getting relatively close to you within bombing distance. And it's going to start turning around and getting ready to kind of go for its reloop. It's going to have to come back into the orbit and slingshot itself because you stopped it from being able to do so. So, quick note.
Because we're in bombing distance. Do we want to fire?
Okay, you don't even have to ask him because you're at the comm station, and the comm station has tactical. So, if you wanted to start dropping bombs, you certainly could.
I think this is our only option at this point.
I don't know why I'm trained in intimidation.
Ah!
I'm wondering if
know
I'm
why.
a better pilot than you.
Just flailing a burrito at them. I don't know why I drew him with the burrito. It's just everything else I put in his hand looks stupid. Bombing.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't
it sounds
know
like
how to,
bombing.
Okay.
I don't know how to bomb though.
You have the option to utilize 1 through 4 bombs. In their current turnabout, it is likely the case that the first bomb will hit kind of close to the back end, the front end rather. Whereas multiple bombs would be kind of spreading through the ship if you were to drop them. You would know that 4 bombs will not totally destroy the ship. There is no way that you are, with the stuff that you have on site, are going to be able to destroy this specific ship because it is a hardened vessel. With that said, you have your opportunity you could drop 1 bomb and hope that's enough, or you could drop all of them and know that that will probably take it out and stop it.
We are circling Hera?
Haru.
Haru, sorry. Is the surface of Haru... Are we in orbit still?
Relatively close to it, yeah. Haru is the home of the Harun people. It is not technically hegemonic control. There are no hegemonic ships here. The Harun keep to themselves. They have biological, technological ships, and they kind of are isolated. However, there is a couple of different factions in orbit over Haru. There's Munis, which we discussed, which has the Sun Eaters that are studying it. Sun Eaters are a cult, a hegemonic cult, that focus on trying to destroy stars or great sources of way energy to recreate inter-system or inter-sector jump gates. Because we have minor jump gates that can jump inside of systems. We don't have jump gates that can jump from system to system, unless those were created by the and they are kind of already present.
I was just trying to get an idea of
there's
where we are in respect to like either the planet or outer space proper.
Sure. The ship is far enough away from the planet that there's no chance of it like cascade failing into the atmosphere. Is that what you're looking for?
Yes. I want to make sure if it's doomed to crash, doomed to drift, things like that. It looks like Kate's dropping bobs.
it's doomed to drift because it was kind of on the way out. So if you're deploying bombs, Kate, I just need you to tell me, one is a very limited chance you're going to have to roll dice to see if it, does enough damage. 4 bombs guarantees that you're going to knock it out of commission and be able to board it.
If I hit it with all 4, or
No.
4 guarantee even if I don't?
These are magnetic. They're hitting regardless. But there is a percentage chance, if you only roll with 1, there's a 25% chance of success. You actually are able to destabilize it. 50%, 75%, 100%. So keep in mind, there are chances of failure if you do not use all 4. However, you can use those bombs at a later point if you keep them, but you are risking the mission in that case. So, would you like to use?
But I can always buy more bombs later, right? I can acquire more.
They're military grade bombs, so you wouldn't be able to buy them, but you would be able to steal them, just like you stole the ship.
Yeah, we're down. We're gonna
all 4. All right, I got to change the map that I was prepared, and I have to.
Well, I didn't expect to fuck up so bad, John. So sorry.
Hey, look. I don't expect anything, but here we are. Bear with me here for a second. Okay.
Oh, I didn't know that showed that I deployed a bomb. That's funny.
Yes, you clicked it, so...
I wanted to see what it did.
100%,
There was no rolling.
That guy's dead. These 2 are still alive.
Yay, fighting.
Without even having to pull.
Now, the fewer dice we roll, the better we do.
True.
Really?
We are now succeeding for the first time. Yes.
I made it to not have an option to not succeed.
Yeah. By not rolling dice.
Great job.
Thank you. That's why you're captain.
Segment.
My plan was for you to bludgeon me with a wrench so it looked like I was injured.
Goodness.
I love that.
If they had bought it, I would have to look like I was hurt.
Okay. And music. Stop. I think I want this one. Okay. And activate. Okay, I see. Everybody can see in the bottom left corner, right?
Yes.
Our ship?
Yeah, and you should see
part of our ship
and a part of theirs.
Parts of theirs.
Yeah.
I only see myself.
Yes. Hold on a second. So I don't see anything because I didn't give control to I Spy, which is our third-party watcher. Leolorn, I Spy. Thanks for being patient, everybody. Bevy.
Map keeps moving.
Yeah, because I keep on changing the observer note on who I'm looking at.
You take your time.
I don't think I should be there yet.
It's okay. Don't worry about that. We're getting there. Alright. So, Chody, Lunar, and Zach, I need each of you to roll a d20.
Oh, okay.
So that you know if you know what's going on or not.
Where's the dice at on this one?
Bottom.
Oh, found it.
10 for magnet.
Oh, we have colored dice.
You can change.
They're
you can
all
actually.
bad dice.
You can change your dice, by the way. You can customize them and stuff. So let's see if I can show you mine.
How do you do that?
That's in your features.
Oh, that's
cool.
Yeah, you can also make, like, if you roll a 20, it does a thing. One of the players in the Tomb of Fate game, when he rolls a natural 20, Thomas the Tank Engine shoots off of the 20, spins around, and then flies straight into the screen. Like,
Where
But
are featured?
Ez, why are you rolling just to see
I
what your
was
dice is
testing.
like?
don't focus
They
on.
got a 10, 10, and 11.
So we got a 10, 11, and a 10. Okay, so Lunar, you're the one who gets to be lucky, I guess. Oh, it looks like maybe you're not supposed to be there. Why are
I
you
told you I
there?
didn't think. I don't know. I didn't move me.
Must have been
I
a
guess
copy pasta problem, I guess.
I have
Deleted.
no idea what my icon is.
You had 2 icons, so there's now this one down here, Kate. I'm putting you on the edge of the ship because you're going to have to go 0G to be able to get to the ship at this point. There are flight suits on the ship. You should be able to drag and drop them.
Huh?
If you go into the ship in the actor section, there should be an inventory for the ship, and it should have flight suits, which are encapsulated and functional to spacewalk and lay alarm. Okay.
Wait, grab and drop it onto what?
Open your character sheet.
Onto
Open
your
the
own sheet.
ship's character sheet. Grab it on the ship's character sheet. Drag it to your character sheet. Okay, so Lunar, an emergency situation causes your cryopod to deactivate its cryo and open. The situation is a depressurization. The prisoners are not supposed to be killed in this process, and you are effectively let out because of a technicality for the cryopod. You are alive and active, but the entirety of the ship around you is shaking and vibrating, and you can feel that like it's also kind of blowing up. For everything you understand of it, it is a situation where you need to figure out what's going on. We'll get back to you in a second. Basically, just as you're kind of like loosing the bombs and you see the ship blowing up, Kate and Zach W., you're rushing into the air duct system on the right. If you remember on the Dynamo class, there's like this little area where there's a couple of spacesuits and then like the ladder that goes up and out of the ship. So
Yeah.
your plan now is to effectively go and get the cryopods and bring them over without turning them off, so that you can keep them safe as you're kind of exporting them out. That or recovering the people and hoping that they're okay with a very short jump out into space from one ship to the other.
They sounded tough and heroic.
Yeah. You would.
Do we have any kind of tethers or things like that?
Grappling
What
guns.
did you put on your character?
Can we assume we have like tethers on ourselves and
Yep.
tethers we can bring with us
Do you have a grappling gun?
to attach to the? I don't have a grappling gun.
That would be what you'd want.
Yeah, okay, if we were sailing on a ship, could we assume we had fucking rope, John?
Rope?
I have cable line.
Cable
I have
line.
100 feet of cable line.
You have cable line.
Thanks. That's okay. You're right. I shouldn't have asked tether. That's an unusable term.
Okay. So also
Uh-huh.
on the ship, they have mag boots. Is that magnetic boots?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna want those.
I feel like I need those.
Okay, so you're suiting up and booting up. Love that. Okay, so once you are kind of suited up and booted up is when
I should not have taken two.
Leah Lauren, your capsule busts open. The door appears to be kind of fluctuating between open and closed. It does appear that there's something wrong with it, but this will not be hard for you to breach and get through. With that being said, you can see that the klaxons are can hear the klaxons going off, and can see that red lights are kind of demonstrating a direction to kind of remove yourself from the ship, or to get to a safe place on the ship, so to speak.
Gotcha.
Ship
I'm
doesn't
gonna
have
find-
anything cool.
I'm gonna look for the look for an exit, I suppose. I
Okay.
don't know.
So if you pop out into this main hall, you'll see that there's a compromised security structure and the cryo monitors here in kind of the center point. You should be able to move your token out the door into this kind of hallway here. and you'll see that there's a comm station. It looks like the ground here is compromised. Being kind of a smart or smarter individual, you would understand that the ship's life support bubble has been activated, meaning there's a limited window where you can kind of step outside of the ship proper, very limited window, and still be okay, despite depressurization should have been the case. There's like a very limited force field that's keeping the oxygen in for the time being. The cell blocks, you can see, due to kind of the hits on the western side, appear to be completely frozen over. Like the doors are kind of like frozen, so the cryo material has appeared to have escaped containment. The ones that are next to you, so that would be this door here and this door here, those appear to be fine, but are kind of similar to yours, kind of occasionally like moving. You can just reach in and pull them open if you wanted to check them. You can hear what sounds like boots coming from the north of you as you're coming out, though.
I'm gonna quickly hide in the cryo room real quick, just so the guy can pass. And if I feel that they're completely gone, I'm gonna check these 2 cryopods.
Okay. You see a hegemonic trooper who, again, the hegemonic troopers are quite capable combatants. The police force of the hegemony. For those who haven't seen one yet, this is what they look like. He will come out, and as he kind of takes to position, you see him kind of looking over the console, going, damn it, compromised. And then he turns and looks over in your direction. Go ahead and give me a stealth roll.
Yes, sir. How do I...
It'll be under proficiencies, which is one of the tabs at the top. It should look like a hand. Yep.
And then there's a dice next to whatever your plus is.
Oh, there it is. Found it. Let
Stuff.
me check first. Oh. Aha! Alrighty, we click the dice.
Mm-hmm.
Now what?
And then there should be a pop-up. You have the character sheet popped out.
Oh, yes.
Put it back in. Yeah, for some reason the pop-out doesn't like Starfinder. Sorry.
You're totally fine. You're totally fine.
It didn't like Cyberpunk either. It loves Dungeons and Dragons.
Alright, so... Trained, dexterity, what do I add for the modifier?
Nothing. Just straight roll.
Nothing? Okay.
Actually, yeah, that's fine.
Oh!
Somebody's rolling an eye. Okay, so you see that he's not turning to look at you because of anything that you did. He's turning to look in your direction because he saw something on the security kiosk that made him alert to those locations. Your thought process right now is probably something like he just saw that you're out of containment and that the others that you know are kind of in there are not out of containment. So you would understand that he's coming over to check on you and check on the others. So with that stealth roll, I'm going to give you 2 options. You can go back into your cryopod and just act like none the wiser. Or, in the very quick flash that he kind of pops out, you can dart to here.
I think I'll do the dart thing.
Okay.
I'm gonna dash out of there before he can see me.
Go ahead and put yourself over here.
Yes, sir.
Now, when you get there, what you'll see is that this module here is broken out a bit, and you can actually see that in the kind of roof area, you can see out of the hull of the ship, and you can see the stars. So this segment, this kind of connective cryo section, has broken away from it. You can also see that it's leaking this kind of bluish fluid that, like, as it kind of hits the outside of the ship, is kind of like forming these like round globules of fluid, and some of it's like dripping down and kind of smattering against the ground here in these kind of dark stains. It looks as though there's steam occasionally popping from these like pipes nearby, and this looks very compromised. Whatever is happening here is bad. You don't know what that means or what's going to happen there. The hegemonic trooper, rifle up, kind of starts moving towards the door you just escaped out of. As he does so, you see him kind of tap his shoulder like this very suddenly, and when he does so, his backpack jumps off of his back and starts floating around, kind of oscillating in a spinning pattern near him. The hegemonic trooper standard gear as an observer class security robot that is like with them at all times and is deployable at will. So basically, he has a eyes on his back kind of situation. All right.
I'm gonna try and destroy that thing without him looking.
When you get he's technically looking because he can see through it. So bear with me for a second.
That's right.
We're going to check with these folks over here. So you have gotten all the stuff together. This is happening while you are basically getting onto the hull of the ship and getting ready to kind of make your way over. You would know that the people you're looking for are in the center section. And looking at your situation, this is for Zach and for Kate here. Your center section, it looks as though you can kind of see that there's an access door that's been broken away from the engine section. So, you can also see in the windows that there's a hegemonic trooper getting up from his desk in like a rush in the exploded out engine section. He looks like he's been kind of tossed around a bit, and he's going to open a door and kind of disappear from view. What would you two like to do? And again, your drone doesn't have to go. I just put it there just in case you want to take it.
Ice kind with.
Where we can go where we can see through?
Yeah, so
in the middle, or we can go in the room that the guard just left.
You can see through the windows. That's why you're able to see kind of into this space here. But the door that you can see, the only door that you can see is this door here.
We need to go up and around. We can't see where that door is that you're pointing at. We can just... Yeah.
How about now?
Yeah. That's better. Can you quit zooming in for me? Very distracting.
Sorry. When I snap zoom you to a place, it...
Yeah.
So that's the door?
So, Milo has a flight speed. Is that applicable in space?
Yeah. So you can grab a hold of Milo, like, by the sides of the microwave, and then just, like, he like, flies with, like, the boosters underneath, and you're just kind of riding him out. Kate, in your current form, you don't actually have a fly speed, right?
She got wings.
She has wings.
I'm going to reach into the actual hatch and hand
I don't
the
know that
fire
I ever have
extinguisher
a fly speed.
to Captain Maybe.
Okay. So you're going to help out, is what you're saying. Okay.
So I'm still over here.
Yeah, yeah.
Propulsion, Captain.
But the main thing is like, Dragon Kid do have a fly speed, but whatever you are, which isn't a Dragon Kid, doesn't. Is what I'm kind of highlighting. So like, kind of waiting for her to just like fly out like a Dragonkin would, like a draconian, captain. And when you realize that she isn't, you kind of like get Milo up, get him situated, and hand the cord over and get ready to like thrust over with her.
I was going to give her a fire extinguisher to use as a propulsion.
That works too. You want to go that route?
Which I thought that was my initial idea.
Milo can drag.
Travel around.
Yeah, Milo can drag both of you. Like it has a fly speed, so it's basically like.
Then let's not waste the fire extinguisher. There's sure to be a use for it later.
Okay, so
I'll put it back on the ship.
Kind of like this very tepid, like kind of hops onto Milo, and you kind of look at her like, you have wings, but then like. Kind of like coasting across, Milo shooting out the steam and like
No, Pez understands like air resistance and what a wing is meant to do. She can't fly in space. She could maybe flail the wings around, but there's no purchase.
Fair. But yeah, you'd see that
he's already come to the conclusion like, oh, that's right, wings need air. She can't fly here.
You guys would land here. The door is currently closed. When you get there, there are two options to break it open. I need to know who is trying to break it open. And I'll tell you the two options. Option one is on the exterior, you can attempt to hack it. If you have infiltration gear, you'll gain benefits. Hacking tools will unfortunately not be able to help on the outside because there's no console. So you'd need infiltration kit. Option two is just open it.
You cut out really bad. I do have infiltrator tools.
Okay, let me. It was.
Do it lower register. You're getting too high. It's the tone that's the problem, Joe.
God
You
damn.
don't have to get closer to the mic.
It's a growling,
Uh-huh.
and then forcing the door open with your strength. That's what
Okay.
I was trying to say. Sorry,
So I think that's our backup plan. If you have an infiltration kit, we'll try
Yeah, I
that
do.
first.
Okay. Circumstance modifier will be +2, and then Kate, I need you to make. It's on the first page for perception. Make a perception check.
John, would this be under thievery?
This will be under thievery. Yeah, no, it would be hacking.
Is this an initiative?
Computers.
Computers, okay.
No, on the first page you should see there's a perception button on the left. Do you see that or no?
It says
Right
perception.
underneath AC.
Yeah. You'll click on perception. It's not an initiative check.
That one.
Oh,
That
that's
one.
Do you want us both making these perception checks?
Just her, because she's not doing the hacking. You're doing the hacking.
Gotcha.
She's going to be able to see the thing coming that's coming. If she rolls well. If not, then you guys are going to get caught off guard.
Roll! Please
Yeah, I
roll over.
see
Hey, 27.
Maddie, there's glass windows on this
25?
back panel here, very narrow ones, and you would see a shadow of what looks like a hegemonic trooper kind of rushing through. And your presumption is that the door on the opposite side of the kind of airlock segment that you're standing in is about to open, and the hegemonic trooper on the other side is going to probably start shooting you.
Okay, I let Pez know that.
Meanwhile, you pull tools from your rig and kind of just smash open a panel, kind of reach in and are kind of fucking with stuff, and as you're kind of doing so, you click very quickly the mechanism to cause this door to open. Your air is normalized the second the door opens. However, you see, and again, if you know her character from any kind of minor celebrity or whatever, you recognize her. If you don't, you don't. But you would see Leia Lorne, Lunar's character, kind of looking out at this situation here, currently unarmed and wondering how she's going to engage with it. Keep in mind, Lunar, you do not have any of your gear on you.
Okay.
So that's one kind of factor we got to take into account here. And then, this door opens, and you'd see another hegemonic trooper. Inside of the room, you'd see a floating observer class drone. And looks like shit's about to hit the fan. So, with this, we are going to begin an encounter. And if you would,
This one's Lunar.
right-click your token, and you should see that there's a pair of swords behind a shield. If you click that, that'll toggle your combat state. Up at the top right, you should see that there's a pair of swords next to the speech bubble. Do you see that?
Yeah, that's really cool.
If you click on the dice up in the top right above the chat.
Okay.
If you click that, you should see a roster forming out. You see a big dice next to your name. Click the dice, and it'll roll your initiative.
Oh, I got an 8. Whoa.
Why is it having me roll perception?
Because perception is what you roll for initiative.
Gotcha.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah.
And Pez.
Why is it
That's
rolling
true.
me twice? Oh. I got it.
I think our dice are just rolling around because they're on the tabletop.
Lunar, I have you only once on there, but did you roll?
I don't think so.
You just got a really low number, right?
Yeah, I got
8. Yeah. Okay. So it looks like everybody's on the docket. Mevi, you are first, and you spotted this motherfucker coming. So you're not really paying attention to what's going on behind you. I'm gonna go ahead and hit. The encounter's technically begun. I don't know why it is saying it's starting with Zach W. So I'm gonna backtrack to Mevi.
Fair.
Mevi, so you see this guy, and he is standing there. With that perception check, I'm going to give you a couple of notes here that you would kind of be understanding. This guy does not have mag boots. First thing. Second, he does not appear to be tethered in any way to the ship. He has opened the door, he is in his Atmo, and he has an Aeon rifle, which is kind of like a magic gun pointed at you. So it's your initiative. This is the first time you've ever done an encounter in Pathfinder, so learning time. You get 3 actions per turn. That's it. 3 actions. Everything is an action. You want to move? That move is called stride. You move up to your movement, and you've taken the action stride. Or you can take the step action, which allows you to move 5 feet and provoke no opportunity attacks whatsoever. Or, sorry, reactive strikes, as they're called in this game. You want to attack? Great. You can use all 3 actions to attack if you wanted to. Action 1 will be normal. Action 2 will have a multiple attack penalty of 5. And then your third attack will have a multiple attack penalty of 10. So, first attack is normal, second attack -5, third attack -10. If you're using light weapons, these penalties are lessened. It'll be -4 and then -8. But yeah, pretty much the sky's the limit. But again, everything is an action. So if you do not have a weapon drawn right now, drawing a weapon is an action. Unless you have rules that say otherwise. To draw a Solarian weapon or your light weapon, it's free. It's okay. What would you like to do?
How do I know how far I can attack?
So, great question. Your weaponry, I can see people already using the wrong measurement tools. This is great. I love it. It's my favorite. Your Solar Flare is an attack that has a range of 30 feet. And if you click it open, you should be able to see the kind of description of what it says. Oh, Solar Flare is listing it as a melee weapon. Interesting. Attune is an action you can take. To choose whether you're going to fight between Graviton or Photon. These are the 2 stances that you can be. Currently, you're listed as being Graviton attuned. I'm assuming that would be your baseline. And
I don't know what that means.
So you have 2 attunements. You can be attuned to kind of the darkness, Graviton, like gravity magic, or Photon, light, like lasers. And these augment your features. See how I just changed Photon attune to...
Oh, my Solar Flare changed colors.
Yeah. So it's now like shooting a laser instead of shooting like a gravity pulse. And I believe that Solar Flare has a 30-foot range. So to double check that, hover over your target. Oh, it doesn't have it as feet. That's why it's being goofy. Okay, hold on. Bear with me here. That's a me issue. Configure. Thanks for being patient with me, you guys. I really do appreciate that. It's been kind of a goofy time. So now it should say feet. And this guy is what appears to be about 25, 26 feet away from you. With that being said, within range of your Solar Flare, and in either attunement, if you want to maintain it as Graviton, which it's currently aligned as, that's fine. You can also use an action to change it. And you can make multiple Solar Flare attacks. If you want to, like, go full Dragon Ball Z, bop, 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 you could do that if you wanted to. Or you can jump straight at him and fight him.
I'm going to start with the Solar Flare.
Okay. So then you're going to click, see where it says Strike +5 next to Solar Flare, the blue button?
Purple, but yeah.
The purple, okay, fine. Yeah, click that.
And then just roll.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so this first one is going to... Oh, we didn't target. I forgot to have you do that. Hover over, press T on the keyboard, and it'll put a kind of toggle on the sides. 14 is going to miss this guy, though. So if you're going to make a second attack, it'll be with a -5.
Okay, so if that didn't work, is that just like I can walk over to him?
Oh, it's a range increment of 15. Wow. I guess when you have it attuned to solar, it's different. You can jump out at him, yeah. You can move your speed, so 25 feet, I believe. Yep.
And then I'm just gonna unarmed strike him in the face.
Yep, so this is your second attack. So see where it says strike and then map -4?
Uh-huh.
Hit map -4. And keep in mind, your first action was solar flare, your second action was fly at him, your third action was punch.
Yep.
That'll hit. On the nose.
Nice.
So now, do you see how it says damage there at the bottom? Oh, why is it saying miss? Oh, his armor got switched to 18? How did that happen? That shouldn't be the case. He should have a 17 armor class. So sorry. So that hits. Go ahead and click the damage, though.
I just hit the damage button.
Yep, right there in the chat. Or in the character sheet, either way works. Okay, so you fly over directly to him after shooting a solar flare, causing him to back away. Then you fly straight at him and punch him in the chest, causes him to hit against the back wall. He'll take that damage, and oh, you had okay. Hold on. No,
Why do I take 5 damage?
you shouldn't have. Why is that happening? Okay.
That is very strange.
It's not letting me. There we go. There he goes. Okay, so he takes 5 damage. Okay, it wasn't letting me select because I was on the wrong clicker. Okay, and that's your turn. Understand the system? Pretty easy?
A little bit.
Okay. Zach, go ahead and roll me a 20-sided dice, please. Okay.
Not bad.
Your cryopod does the same things Lunar did. During this turn, you're basically coming to from cryo sleep. And basically to kind of put it into a bit of a horror kind of light, like everything's kind of like, you know, it's icy on the edges of your vision, your bug vision, and you can kind of see the shadow, almost like a sleep paralysis demon, in the doorway that is hegemonic trooper shaped. So for this turn, you are coming to. During your next turn, you'll be able to operate fully functional. Okay?
Got it.
This guy is going to open up this door, and he's going to train his gun on Chody's cryo case. And then he's going to slowly move forward. And again, you're seeing this as as you're coming to. He disappears from vision as he enters into Chody's cryo case. You don't know what's going on in there. His observer is going to turn and look that direction. It is going to see what's happening. You kind of hear a huh come from the room you were just looking into, Zach. And Lunar, you also hear the hegemonic guy who ran into the tubes over there kind of go, huh? And kind of turn in that direction. The observer class droid is looking out the doorway that just opened with the goblin and the dragon lady. This guy, not happy with the situation he's in, is going to take the... unfortunately, he's going to have to take the step action twice, because stepping here will move him still within your range, and then he's going to step back one more space. Once he gets away from you, you now have cover, which means you're going to have a +2 to your armor class, but he is going to attempt to shoot you with his Aeon rifle. Or Aeon, yeah, Aeon rifle. Modifiers -2. -2. And add shoot. 15 will hit you on the nose.
I thought I added 2 for cover.
Yeah, I put a penalty on him instead. Circumstance penalty -2. And he's going to do damage. And you take 8 damage.
a lot.
It's a bit. Again, he's not doing too well either, so it's all good. That is his turn. He cowered away from you, and he shot at you. It'll go to Zach. You popped open the door. You see Patras individual, no weapons. Seems to be just wearing kind of like a prisoner uniform. And you see the observer drone ahead of you, floating in the midst, kind of looking straight at you.
Wait, who? What
Th-
did you?
This
You
is
saw the.
Pez.
Pez. This is Pez.
I see
Oh,
the Patra, which is a race of creature that
Yeah.
Lunar is playing.
Sorry, Chody, you didn't seem to get on the initiative docket here.
Yeah, you never told me to.
I told everybody to. Go ahead and roll initiative for me real
I
quick.
did. I rolled a 10.
Why are you not on the docket?
I rolled when you told us the first time when Lunar rolled a 10. You said that hey, her thing malfunctioned. I rolled a 10 as well.
Yes.
Why aren't you on here? That's so weird. Hold on. Right click, add to board. Right click,
There we go.
update participant. Initiative value 10. Okay. So Lunar.
I'm not saying I rolled a 10 for initiative. I said I rolled a 10 for the sleep chamber. When you had us roll what happens with our sleep chamber, I rolled a 10 on that.
Oh no! Sorry. Yeah, there was a separate call for an initiative roll. I got Zach on there. This is to see if you're in the future your stuff will mess up or not. So it looks as like 10 will actually go before Pez. Pez is on 9. So roll me a d20, Chody. Okay. You come to. Has your character, again, you've traveled from a different system, etc. Do you think your character has ever been in cryosleep before?
Oh no.
You don't think you've been transported by
No.
cryo before?
You've been a prisoner.
He's been knocked out, but never cryo sleep.
Okay.
He's been traveled short distances, but never a cryo sleep.
Okay. If again, you've been transported from a different system entirely, I think. So again, if you want to say that's the case, I'm not going to fight you on it. Absolutely fine. Go ahead and give me a Fortitude saving throw. So if you go to your character sheet, you should see it says at the bottom left, Fortitude, Reflex, Will on saves on the main page. Do you see that? Under Perception.
Got it.
That's a natural 20. Okay, you can actually act and operate right now. Basically, your cryopod has opened, and you can see a hegemonic trooper directly in front of you holding an Aeon rifle. He's got it standed off to the side, and it looks like he's messing with your console. It looks like he's trying to reseal you.
He just sees a big figure of muscle with a really low-cut white underwear and a tight tank top on, and just rips onto his head and tries to start rolling him
pop out right out of the cryo mist, and you're going for. So you have 3 actions. So your first action is going to be a Jaws attack against him in his face. So if you go to your actions,
I have unarmed and
yeah, unarmed is what we want. Goddamn. Okay, Jody. Then you should be able to click damage for me. And hold on a second. It's not critical. Okay, cool. Go ahead and give me damage. That is incorrect. Hold on. What the heck? Bear with me here.
Sounds like it doesn't want to cooperate.
It's okay, we're learning, and we're figuring it out together.
Yeah.
War hardened. Oh wait, no, so we'll just go Vask. Clicky click.
He has the whirl swipe is what he gets for that.
That's a feat.
Oh, okay.
He has more than 2 feet.
He doesn't have a feat for this. This is a racial feature, similar to like your shape shifty or similar to the wings on the Shirin. So your attack, unarmed attack, I'm gonna go ahead and why can't I edit it?
Does he get a bonus for
Should be
critting?
doing did he crit?
I thought you said he rolled a natural 20. Oh, that was on the fortitude. I apologize.
He gets to act now because of it. You should be doing a
Got it.
D6 damage, and I don't know how to modify it.
You
Delete.
just hit the D6 square thing in the bottom of the chat, don't you? Chat bubble thingy?
Well, but it should.
Be in his unarmed strikes.
So unarmed
Yeah.
strike, click on damage, and it generates another pop-up where you can change the dice.
It didn't work, unfortunately.
Mine does.
Really?
Okay, if you can change the dice to D6, do so, and then hit damage again.
And it says acid.
It shouldn't be acid. It should just be piercing or
Bludgeoning.
piercing for your
Bludgeoning.
piercing, claws
Oh,
and
that is
teeth.
strange.
Yeah, as a war-hardened Vesk or war-blood Vesk,
Yeah, still
Let me-
didn't do it.
That's a D4.
we'll just add 2. It's fine. So we're gonna go with the first one. That's your first action is biting, right? Right?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh.
Bear with
Is
me
the
here.
first action jumping?
I think I got it.
So -6. So he has. Okay. You think you fixed it? Okay. So if you're going to
No,
make.
I did it worse. I made things worse. Now it does a D4 plus a D6.
We'll
That's
figure.
better. That's getting closer.
We'll figure it out. Now's not the time. We're just gonna add 2 to whatever you got there. That's the easier
Okay.
method, I think, in my mind for now, for the time being. Again, we're just
Okay,
trying to
cool.
move through it. So your first attack was bite, got him. Second action, you can take whatever actions you want, but that definitely bloodied him. You can see him kind of bleeding from the attack. You got through his plasteel armor, and you're able to kind of get into the flesh a bit. You have 2 actions left.
I want to roll and try to bring him down to the ground.
Okay, so you're going to attempt to grapple, right? Go ahead and make an athletics check.
Got it. I win.
Yeah. So you manage to not only get out of the, like, you jump out like head first, grab a hold of his shoulders and like pull him in as you're biting into his neck, and then spin over top of him, rolling onto the ground. His Aeon rifle flies out of the hallway. So Lunar, your character sees like an Aeon rifle kind of fly out of the hallway as you're hearing the screaming of a guy for some reason. Whatever is happening in there is, it sounds terrifying. Maybe a bit of blood flies out too. Awesome. And again, for
I get disgusted face at first with that.
and Sharon, the Sharon inside of there, like as your like bug eyes are kind of like focusing in. There's just blood flying and screaming coming from the what you thought was a sleep paralysis demon. Okay, you have one more action. You've pinned him. If you want to attack again, you have a -5 because it's your second attack. Gonna do that, Jody?
I'm thinking I wanted. Well, yeah, I'll try it.
Yeah, go ahead. And,
I'm
so
gonna try.
see on the attack characteristic, it says strike, and then next to it says the MAP -5.
Yep.
Or -4, whatever it is. Yeah, do that one. The -5, 4, -4. Okay,
There it is.
that's a Chody I know. So as you like bite him and kind
Get out of the
of
way.
roll him, you kind of press him down with your hands, lift your head up, and go boom, and smash your face directly into his helmet. It causes the glass to crack, but it causes your face to like just like as you slam your face into hard like armor. It doesn't do anything other than miss. Good old fashioned miss. Now we go to Pez.
All right. So with an action, I can command Milo
Mm-hmm.
to give him an additional action on its turn. So
And
he
it-
will have 3 instead of 2. I will have 2 instead of 3.
And its turn is basically right after yours.
Yes. Milo, go help the captain. And I am going to draw my boom pistol and just fire it at that drone I see.
Okay. What's the range on the boom pistol?
40, I believe.
You're just in range. Go on then. Go help the captain! Big ass.
So I pull out basically a megaphone that is like telescoping around and out as it's drawing, and I just point it down that hallway. Going over it one more time for me, I apologize.
Yeah.
I'm selecting the token I'm attacking.
Yeah, when you like hover your mouse over it and then press T on your keyboard.
Oh, T, that's right. T,
Mm-hmm.
and then I strike,
Yep.
and everything looks good to me, and we roll.
As the shot comes out, you can see it kind of like looking down range at you. It kind of just does one of these, boom, and like you can see the gust of like the boom fly past, slamming against the bulkhead behind.
Yucks.
This also draws to view for you. Like it's a bit far out, but it's now kind of visible. Let me make sure it's visible. Fucking work. You can actually see into the like the helm, like the command area, and there's 2 guys in there that are trying their best to try and kind of like salvage the situation.
I thought we killed 2.
Yeah, you've killed several, but these are the pilots. You haven't killed them yet.
Oh.
I thought you said there was only 4 troopers on the whole thing.
And then 3 to 5 crewmen. These are the crewmen.
Oh.
Yeah, these guys.
And I end my turn?
You still have another action, so.
One action was to draw the pistol.
Oh, thank you. Yes, good. So then it would go to. Oh, the drone's on 5. Okay, it rolls its own initiative. So, Lunar, it is.
I rolled for him. I don't know how you want to go about it in the future.
We're okay with that. Leolorn's up. You would see that kind of like right about here-ish, there's an Aeon rifle, which is like a long rifle, think like stormtroopery kind of gun. And then there's the drone there. There's this random goblin who is talking to a microwave with wheels. It sounds like there's again, it's a very weird distortion because there's 2 pockets of air and like sound resistance that are close enough that there's like a little bit of carryover. So as there's blaster fire going on the southern side, you can just hear it, but it sounds muffled. So there's a fight going down to the south of you. There's definitely a fight going in the rooms you just left. How would you like to go?
I'm gonna rush over, grab the gun, and aim for this guy.
Okay. Bear with me here for a second.
Well, try to shoot the drone that's over in the hall.
Yeah. So moving is going to be one action. Picking up the Aeon rifle is going to be another action. And I believe your inventory now has the commercial Ion or Aeon rifle, which you'll be holding with 2 hands.
Yep.
And bear with me here.
Okay.
It does look like it is added to, and it should actually be. Oh, sorry, hold on. I have to move his ammunition over for whatever reason it wasn't loaded. it is loaded. Transfer 1, and then reload battery. Yes. Okay, you're set up. It was already loaded though. I just wasn't loaded on his sheet for whatever reason.
That's fine.
So you would be kind of here-ish.
Alrighty, let me take a move over here. Right.
And you can see lizard folk man kind of holding down hegemonic guard who has like a portion of his neck ripped out. And it looks like they are. Go ahead.
But then aim for the
Sure.
drone.
Okay.
How do I attack?
So hold your mouse over the drone and press the letter T on your keyboard. Then, in your character sheet, you should see the second tab is called Actions, and there should be a new one called Commercial Aeon Rifle. You see how it says Strike +2 with a purplish blue button? If you click that, it should take the shot.
Perfect. Alright, so just a normal roll.
Mm-hmm.
Wish me luck. Ay.
Yeah, the gun's slick with blood. As you kind of pick it up and you take the shot, it kind of slips out of your hand a bit awkwardly, and the blast kind of shoots against the wall behind the drone. It'll go to other people's drones, because again, move, pick up, shoot. So it's now Milo.
Milo is going to do as I told him and fly his 20 feet. Oh shit!
Yeah,
didn't think about that.
it's a bit awkward. I'm gonna go ahead and say, for square's sake, it's gonna go ahead and be there. That's fine.
Okay, and if he can see around that corner,
Yep. And he is visible
he will
behind it as
perform-
well.
he will perform his 2 actions. First of which is blinding spotlight.
Mm-hmm.
Shines a powerful spotlight on a creature, and that target becomes dazzled until the end of its next turn.
Okay.
And he is also going to attack with a ranged spark. And we need to target. We target. Modifier. I don't know what his... This should work.
Okay, so you have
Damn it.
effectively made everything concealed for the hegemonic trooper. So he kind of like big blinding light down the hallway, and he kind of turns away. And as he's turning away, the spark shot kind of zaps out and misses him because he's kind of like trying to cover his face.
That works for me.
It'll move to...
It was more about blinding him than it was about hitting him.
Absolutely. Mebby, you're up. You kind of, like, if you dip down just a little bit, you'll see that he's kind of, like, situated in a way you're obscured from him, so if you want to move in on him, you can.
The first thing I want to do is draw my grid blade.
Mm-hmm.
And then I will charge.
Okay. 2 actions. 1 action, then stabbing.
He disappeared.
Got you. Better?
Still targeting him.
Yep.
So damage.
That'll hit. Yeah, damage. Okay. Okay, and click so I don't do it to you again. Yeah, so you rush forward, and he's kind of like hunched over, and you just grab him by the back of his head and just slam the dagger into his gut, like right past the plasteel plates. You can see the dagger kind of like push in, and you can see behind the glass of his face mask, like his face, just a human guy with like just very douchey looking features, kind of like, "Ah!" as you're stabbing him in the stomach. He's not dead.
There's a lot of blood though.
He is bleeding everywhere, yes. That's it for you. It'll go to Zach. It is your turn. You are functionally, operationally able to do stuff. And again, it sounds like there's a lot going on outside. You're muted.
First action's going to be to move.
Yep.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, there's a hegemonic trooper and a lizard man who are currently fighting on the ground. And pause for a second. Funny because there's a Patras there. We didn't ever discuss whether or not any of you 3 know each other. And this is, all 3 of you are perfectly on a line. I couldn't have planned this better myself. Do you know each other in any way? At all?
I want to say I'm familiar with the Mystic, but I don't think we've met in person, if you're okay with that.
And then, is the Mystic familiar with the dance work of Leolorn?
Probably not. I don't think they'd be as familiar with like that kind of cultural reference.
Okay.
Right.
And then, well, to the.
I want to be a blender. That's all I want to do. I just want to be a blender.
Yeah, but like while you were incarcerated and like fighting like gladiatorial style on Koilara, like they probably. I mean, you're in entertainment. It's probably not the case that she knows about you. She may have heard of gladiatorial battles and she may have heard your name, but it's highly unlikely that she like has regarded it. But on the other hand, like you're in the pits, like small bits of joy, like a cool panther lady dancing to cool music. That's fine. You're a blender.
If I saw it, I mean, yeah, I mean, it'd be wow. She could probably fight good because she's very ballet.
Very balanced. Very cool. All right. Great. So you pop out. Movement was your only action so far. You have 2 more actions.
Is there like opportunity attack bullshit in this game?
Reactive strikes, but they can't perform a reactive strike right now because they are currently unarmed.
Got it. Then I will continue to kind of move back through.
Pause for a second. So this was described. I just want to make sure you know. As you're coming out, all of the doors on the western side of the ship are completely frosted over. Like you can actually see rime on the bulkhead and rime on the doors. You move over.
And then
There's also a console right here. It's kind of hard to see, but this appears to be like a security kiosk.
Can you cast 2 spells in the same
Yeah.
round? Is there spell sickness or any bullshit like that?
Mm-mm.
Cool. Then
Pretty sure. Let me double check real quick.
Okay.
Starfinder, can I cast 2 spells? You can spend casting spells. Casting a spell counts against your daily limit for spells you cast of that spell level. You can cast more than 1 spell under certain circumstances. Most commonly when you have a quicken spell. No, so you cannot cast more than 1 spell per turn. Glad I checked before I told you. Quicken spell is something that allows you to cast a second spell during your turn. Also, spells will have like multi-tiers where you can actually like expend multiple actions to cast a spell. You only have 1 action right now, but yeah.
Does the Well, I'm gonna use Mystic Armor to protect myself and kind of duck back into this corner.
Great. So I think that if I select you here and then click this, no, maybe if I do this, yeah. So that should automatically add to your stuff. I don't know if that worked or not. Hopefully.
What did you add?
The effect Mystic Armor to your effects list.
Got it.
So it should automatic. What's your AC normally? 14?
I believe so.
Okay, cool. Looks like you're 15 now, so cool.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It'll go to Trooper with a knife in his belly. He is going to like throw his rifle aside, and he is going to start punching. He is going to use his pulse gauntlet against you. It's going to hit. Damage. Pretty good. Oh, hold on. Did it to himself. Goofy bastard.
I like that. Let's keep that.
He was dazzled.
So his swing is pretty like strong, and he will.
Oh, wait a minute. He was still dazed.
Concealed. Undo.
Not dazed, dazzled.
Yeah. So he can swing at you, but hold on. I have to add the modifiers. Star.
It definitely shouldn't have been that easy to hit me.
You rolled a nat 20.
Yeah, but he's bedazzled.
So he has to make a check to be able to target you. Got it. So he's going to make a perception check, and the DC is a flat check 5. Does it say anything about the check for the blinding light? Or does it just say the flat check?
Target becomes dazzled, or until it averts its gaze, whichever comes first. This points out the creature if it was undetected by you.
Yeah, because it's attacking into the light, it kind of has to maintain that. So a creature that you're concealed from. Oh, I see. I see. So he has to observe you because you are concealed from him. A creature that you are concealed from must make a DC 5 flat check when targeting you because he's aware of your presence. Okay, so perception check is going to be his first action. DC's 5. So he detects you. Because you are concealed from him, he has a penalty to his attack roll.
I'm attached to the knife that's attached to his belly.
Yeah,
So
he was eventually able to find you.
So his attack is made at the MAP for that, and then he's going to make a second attack, which will be also at the same attack increment. And yeah, basically he's grabbed a hold of the knife and he's like swinging at your arm. You kind of shift and pull the knife with him, and then he swings his arm over top of you. The light just kind of like making him very easily seen, and his attacks like very choreographed. As like it's just a blinding, like, Steven Spielbergian kind of light in this hallway. His observer drone will turn its attention. And by the guy inside the hold, it is going to try and fly past you, and will not be able to. To cat or Pathos. Yeah, you have an unarmed strike. So, if you would like to, Lunar, go ahead and make an unarmed strike roll for me. It's using a pulse caster to try and shoot the. Never mind. Go ahead and give me damage.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you knock it off kilter, but it's still able to get its shot off because you're standing in the way, and the like. Chody, you'll have cover for this attack, so +2 to your AC. I'll let you keep that notated on your side. It's going to fire a pulse caster attack. Normal roll. So your AC is less than 19, I presume?
20.
Your AC is 20.
With a +2, yes.
Oh, wait, hold on. The inventory game is the problem. Your AC is a 16 without your armor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the commercial.
You're in your underwear.
Yeah, because you're in your underwear. The
cut.
Skyfire armor is in a case somewhere. So that will hit, and the damage will be.
I'm Ellen Ripley when she woke up.
Mm-hmm. I know what you were going for.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Okay, so you got this guy down. You kind of smash your face against it, and are kind of dazed. People are moving around, and you can hear gunfire, and then you hear a gunshot, and it hits you, and you can feel like your like skin kind of burning a bit as the pulse caster slams against you. This is like a non-lethal attack that kind of attempts to kind of cut into your nervous system, and that's it for it. It'll go to the guy underneath you. He's going to try and get out of this grapple, so I'm going to go ahead and make a athletics check, and you're going to make an athletics check, and whoever has the higher roll wins.
You got a question mark.
Keep rolling.
I believe in you, Chris.
Oh, pop in.
Yes.
Yeah, it does not like to be out.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he fails. So instead, because he, again, is in a kind of precarious situation, he's going to punch you in the face with his pulse gauntlet.
Oh boy.
And, wait, what
He
happened?
hits.
Where'd my guy go?
I ate him. He's gone.
Why'd he move all the way over there?
I kicked him.
Jody hucked him into space.
So he's hit,
I kicked him.
My athletics was really good.
he had a critical hit you with his punch. A pretty mean wallop. And then after he punches you in the face, like you aren't getting off of him, you see his other hand dip into his belt. And when he kind of pulls out something from the belt, you realize he's holding a frag grenade, and he pulls the ring off of it.
Uh-oh.
Sounds fun.
It'll go to you, Jody.
I want to roll over and shove him into my cryotube and close it.
Okay, so movement is the rolling over. You're in the grapple, so you have control of it, so you can do so. And then go ahead and give me an athletics check for shoving.
14.
Ooh. Okay, okay.
Okay, he is prone, so he is going to roll this poorly. Still enough to keep him footed. So as you kind of like get to the other side of him, so you're kind of back to back with the Patras, he's kind of like holding the grenade and you're pushing him. This is your second action. You're pushing him and it's failing. Closing a door would be an action, so keep that in mind. Your third action, though, what would you like to do? He doesn't look like he has much. Like you're standing above him. It doesn't look like he has much, like life left to live.
Right, but I still got to deal with that grenade.
He's holding it,
Or
and
run.
he hasn't thrown it yet. He's just prepared to throw it.
Right, but so with the pin, as long as that he doesn't let go, it's still not going to explode, right?
Yeah, because he's holding it. Right. Basically, the
so-
pin's out. When he lets go of it, the
That grenade's gonna explode.
trigger will fly up and the grenade will explode. Yeah.
Can I bite him and hold his hand shut? Or
Bite his hand off.
If you want to hold his hand shut, that's a separate matter. That'll be a grapple check. And since you're already in a grapple, you can just say your action is to hold his hand shut. Since you're in the grapple already, that's happening.
Okay, and then I will bite him in the face and
No,
rip
no.
it off.
Sorry, your action is to hold his hand shut. So
Oh, okay.
if you want that to be the case, there's no roll or anything, but your action is doing that. You're focusing your grapple into
Okay.
that hand.
Yep. Then I will hold that hand shut.
Love it. All right. Beautiful little goblin boy.
So I see the captain, or the pilots rather.
Yeah, you see the pilots
Way
out
down
there,
there.
way down there. If you would like, you can use an action to see what they're doing, and that'll be a perception check. But I will say, just situationally, you saw a weird Mothman run across the platform there.
Yeah, so I hate what's just around those corners.
Yeah, there's a cat
By the
that's
sounds of
currently
it.
fighting a drone. You can hear a hegemonic soldier.
It really sounds like it's my problem what's going on down here
Yeah.
at the north end. As far as movement, can I only do a movement action once?
You can stride as many times as you like. 3 strides is the number of strides you can maximize that, yeah.
I see. That
So-
would only still get me 50 feet, and they're like,
Yeah.
they're ways.
Well, a quick note. If you want to make a perception check to see what they're doing, like see what's going on there, and if it's something you need to worry about at all, you can just use an action to do that.
I guess we got to, huh?
hmm
Perception check is
On the front page, on the left side, near initiative.
got it.
Awesome. So you notice that they appear to be trying to relay out a distress beacon just like you did at the initiation. You also noted that your distress beacon was shut off, but it was still out there. So there's now 2 distress beacons coming out, which means it could be seen as an operational emergency. It doesn't look like their beacon has been sent, so it's not out yet. And with that check, you can also see that if you can hit from this distance, if you can hit that console at all, it will blow up because of the damage that's been done to it. So, range increments. What's the range increment on your boom pistol?
It is a 40.
So, if you wanted to shoot 40, that's a normal attack. If you wanted to shoot 80, you'd have a penalty, -1. If you wanted to shoot 120, be a -2. Do you understand the logic?
Yeah. So let's say this guy's 100 feet. Let's say the console's maybe 102, 105.
Looks like you're going to be 100 feet for the console.
About 100 feet from the console.
So it's going to be a -2 to your attack.
I can stride 25 feet to make that 75.
And that would still... Oh, that puts you at a -1. So it'd be worth it to do that.
It'd be a -1 because it's double, or
So,
I'm sorry.
If it's within 40, 0 to 40, no penalty. If it's 41 through 80, -1. 81 through 120, so on and so on. Make sense?
Yes.
So you're gonna...
I have the modify perk, which can add range to my weapon, but
Ooh.
it's not going to be enough to make a difference, I don't believe.
Okay. Yeah, if you stride
I would
up...
be able to add 30 feet to the range.
You know what? Because of positioning, you're technically supposed to be in the doorway. I'm going to go ahead and give that to you. So yeah, if you want to use your perk, we'll go...
I'll use the mod action as my second action.
Bear with me here. Let me just check this right.
Oh wait, no, that wouldn't work because I still need to move up.
Yeah. So moving up is going to be the best bet. It's just going to be a -1.
Yeah, I gotta just take the penalty shot.
Now to take the shot. All right, go ahead and make an attack with your boom pistol.
It's up here. I don't have a target, so I'm just rolling this.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very large console, though, right?
Yes, it is.
Strike. Range penalty.
-1.
-1. How do I... How was it selected?
I don't know. Oh, you're targeting somebody down below.
Can I, okay, if I put T on him and I can remove the target?
Yeah. If you
Modifier, -1.
Honestly, see this guy right here? Can you see him?
Yeah.
Target him.
Hang on. This guy?
No, this guy here.
This guy?
Yeah. And then give me the
Target.
shot. Then it'll automatically do the range penalties.
See, now it's saying -2 again.
I guess it's -2 per range increment, not -1. Okay. Got it. I was wrong in the first assessment. So it'll be -2,
Well,
-4,
that's
-6.
stinky.
It's not the worst thing ever.
We're rolling for it. It stinks.
Based on your attack roll so far tonight.
Could
But
you imagine, though?
that will hit the 5. So go ahead and click the damage for me. And I just have a very simple threshold for the damage that needs to be done for it to do the thing I want it to do.
3.
Oh, it's a raising weapon, so it does, bonus damage to objects.
Mm-hmm.
Why is it showing acid?
Because that's the type of damage
Everybody gets acid damage. It's cool.
Oof, not good.
4. Okay, now it's Sonic.
Does it have a benefit at all, or no?
What?
It doesn't have bonus equal to... Huh. It doesn't have a bonus equal to your attack modifier?
Objects take an amount of damage equal to double the number of weapon damage dice.
Oh, okay. So then it would be 8 damage to it, which is
8.
threshold. Okay, cool. Yep. So because it was targeting a guy, the guy is not an object. Okay. Hits the console. You see sparks, and you see pieces of it kind of break inwards, and you see the 2 guys kind of panicked, looking over their shoulder back at you. But before they can even register what's happening, the entirety of the helm blows up, a fireball, a mess, and you'd see that the doors of the helm immediately seal shut in an emergency reaction to the explosion. So move, shoot, etc. You're done, right?
Yep.
It goes to you. So Lunar, what you're noticing is that this guy on the ground that is fighting the lizard folk, not your friend yet. He is controlling the drone. So the drone doesn't do anything if he's not alive.
I'm gonna aim for the soldier and shoot.
Okay. Go ahead and target him and take your shot with your Aeon rifle.
Yeah, alright.
I'll give you a +2 circumstance bonus because he's being held in place.
Perfect. Strike, so circumstance add +2.
Once you got the puppet, yep.
Okay. Give me a good roll, bitch.
It did not. Second shot, do you want to shoot him again?
Yes.
Okay, so you just go to the MAP -5, click that. Same circumstance penalty, or bonus, he's still being held in place, so add the +2.
Alright. What's the -5 for? I'm so
So
sorry.
when you see where it says commercial Aeon rifle, it says strike, and then next to it says MAP -5, MAP -10. MAP says it stands for multiple attack penalty. So if you make 3 attacks in a turn, it's going to be +0, -5.
That's pretty good, though.
Thank you.
That is going to unfortunately miss, though.
Again?
Yeah, 17 is the armor class for these guys, and then third attack is going to be at -10. So you're fishing for a crit.
Even with me holding him in place, you
Fine,
said
I'll
the
just
bonus.
use an
Yeah.
unarmed strike to knock him unconscious or hit a vital point. I don't care.
Okay. Yeah,
Still an
absolutely.
attack.
And +2 because he's being held in place. It'll be -10, yeah.
Alright, hold on. Where it doesn't say MAP. It says -8.
Oh yeah, sorry. Unarmed strikes are light weapons, so the MAP is smaller. So yeah, -8 is the one you want.
Gotcha. So +2 to the modifier thingy?
Yes.
Okay, come on, Lady Luck.
No.
No!
So, swing with the butt of the weapon, and the lizard folks just like holding him down, and you're trying to like fight over top of him. Awesome. Real quick, pause for a second. Can I suggest something? Because again, you're new. I'm gonna let you backtrack a little bit here. You have an ability or an action called Get 'em. All right, and we're going to say that your last action, because we're not going to take back the misses, instead of shooting at them, is Get 'em. You and allies, lizard folk, are you an ally of the cat person?
We can be, potentially.
She's shooting at the same target as you.
Enemy of my enemy, yeah.
Yeah. So you have a +1 bonus to your attack rolls against this guy until the end of, or till the beginning of Lunar's next turn. And if you use 2 actions, which you didn't, you already made a strike against the target. So yeah, in the future you can use Get 'em for 2 actions. You make an attack, and the benefits get better for your attacks if you hit. Okay, cool. So,
Understood.
So she did not use that.
yeah, she did use that. So Chody, you'll have a +1 status bonus to attack roll. She used the first feature, not the lead by example feature.
Right.
Okay, drone time.
Oh yeah, Milo. He's got 2 actions. I think he's just gonna try to zap both times.
Mm-hmm.
So T strike.
And then the MAP minus.
Nice, Milo, nice.
2 critical misses. Obviously, there's stuff that we can do with those, but we're not going to get into those this session 1. Okay, it'll move to Mevi.
I'll have to check his attack and see if there's not a modifier somewhere I'm missing.
Maybe more knife time in the gut.
Yep.
Okay, go for it.
Nice.
Click the critical.
You don't see many of those.
See in the bottom right there, see it says critical on the chat. Click that. It should roll critical damage. Critical damage is not rolled twice in this game. It is instead just doubled. And yeah.
That's a lot of damage.
That'll work. So basically, if I understand a grind blade correctly, let me just double check and make sure this is the weapon I think it is.
Can opener, the guy?
I'm pretty sure a grind blade is like, yeah, kind of like a, it's not like a chain sword. It's more like a, kind of like a hot-edged blade that kind of oscillates, almost like a mono blade from Cyberpunk. Um, and so, yeah, you kind of like pull the blade up and kind of hit against the armor. You reach over and grab the armor and pull it aside and just strike up. You can feel his rib cage and his sternum kind of piercing from it. You push him back, and there's just gouts of blood shooting all over the place as he's dead. You look over your shoulder and you're blinded because this thing. Is it still shooting?
It's done.
Oh,
It's done.
okay.
It stopped at the start of his last turn.
Never mind. So you see that it's like the light's cooling down, and you are done with him and free to move and act as you please.
I can see through the robot's eyes, so I'm like mortified. Oh God! There's like
I'm
so
gonna
many
grab-
sources of PTSD going on around me.
His rifle,
Okay.
ion rifle, whatever it is.
Aeon rifle, yeah. And I believe I have to bring a battery over as well and load it.
Does that mean it can either be one or two hands?
Well, you're holding it, so you're holding it with two hands. And then reload. And he shot once, right?
He did hit her with something at some point for like 8.
Yeah.
One
and it
was
was
with
fire
his
damage, I think.
one was with his gauntlet though.
Yeah, he did shoot at you once, though. Okay, cool. You have his rifle, and you see that he has 2 more batteries on his belt. If you want to grab both of those as an action, that would be your turn. But if you'd like to move, you can do that instead.
I'll grab both of his batteries.
Okay. Those have been added to your sheet as well. So he's been so looted, and you're done. It'll go to Zach.
Muted, but
Cool. This guy here that's
Literally on his last breath, yeah.
yeah. Hang on, how do I do this? I go here.
Click the attack button there on the bottom, yep. Oh, that'll hit. Go ahead and give me damage. Okay, so you see that basically they're all kind of forcing against this guy. You're focused on the arm, Chody, and Drynox has kind of got the hand closed with one hand and is holding the wrist with the other, controlling the arm, right? You kind of push him to the side. Leah Lauren kind of pops over top of you, shoots, misses twice, and then swings with the butt of the rifle, missing. And then you hear this kind of like strange, eerie humming, and all of you kind of feel this like hair-raising kind of like element fill the room. The mystic draws divine energy into their kind of claw, whips it forward, and this lance of just pure light flies through space, slamming into the head of this guy, burning a hole through the plasteel visor and out the back. The second that happens, the drone hovering in the air falls to the ground, and you can kind of like see that the guy's hand is about to release in your grasp, Chody, and you just tear the arm off at the wrist, holding the grenade in that hand kind of closed and kind of assessing the situation. With that, we're going to end the session here. We'll begin next session in the immediate aftermath of the combat, and also the recovery of assets and maneuvering out from the destroyed and now derelict prisoner transport. Thanks for watching those that did, and we will see you next Sunday.